Welcome everyone, my name is Cierra Howe and I'm the news editor for University News at UMKC. And today we have a special guest. I would like to introduce Coach Donlon. He's the new head coach for the UMKC men's basketball team. And just to start it off, how have your first couple of weeks been?
Exciting. It's run the gamut of emotions. Exciting. It's really humbling to have this position at such a incredible university with remarkable people. But there's a lot of work to be done. So it's long days putting the staff together, getting to know the players on the team, recruiting new players for next year. But really just thrilled to be here. My family, my wife Melissa and I, my daughter Marin, our daughter Emily. We really can't wait to really be around campus every single day as a family. That's one of the best parts about this opportunity.
Awesome. And do you like Kansas City so far?
Love it. Love it. I'm a big
Good.
fan. It's a blue-collar city, similar to where I grew up in Chicago, and great quality people. And UMKC, in terms of 70% of the alums that graduate from here live in the city. So that's exciting, too, in terms of a fan base, and hopefully we can get people excited by the product we put on the floor.
Awesome, awesome. You've been coaching for quite some time, almost 20 years,
Yeah.
or over 20 years. So what first sparked your interest in basketball?
I'm a coach's son, so it's my dad was a high school coach in New York and in Massachusetts, and then he became a college assistant at Providence College, and then to Northwestern in the Big Ten. And I basically grew up in a gym, and so it was never forced upon me to play, but it became my passion. And then certainly when my playing career was over, you coach, you love the competitiveness of the games, but really you coach for the relationships, the lifelong relationships you build with your staff, the players you coach, helping young men become grown men and helping that development and helping them earn their educations. So those are the reasons why I coach and how I got into coaching.
So you played at UNC Wilmington for 4 years. What was your own experience like?
I was really fortunate. Wilmington was when I went there, was a lot like UMKC in terms of basketball. It never won championships. But it was a place where you saw what it could become. Great location, similar to UMKC. Excellent academic reputation, just like UMKC, and a great area to recruit to. And I played on the first two championship-winning teams. Then I went back there as a coach. So I see a lot of similarities between UMKC and UNC Wilmington. That was one of the things that attracted me to this job. And I've always been a person that loves to be a trailblazer, be a part of being a trailblazer. Mm-hmm. Our staff and our players being the first to do something. And we really, our goal is to do it quickly, is to become the first UMK men's basketball team to go to the NCAA tournament. And awesome. It was similar that way at Wilmington, so really excited about it.
So you've also coached at Northwestern, Wright State, and Michigan. Well, and all of the ones before, but those are the most recent. So what do you plan to bring to UMKC that you have learned at the other universities?
Well, I was the head coach at Wright State for 6 years, so I have experience as the head coach, and we had a lot of success. We won, 19 or more games 4 times. We finished in the top 3 in the league 3 or 4 times, and we lost in 3 conference championship games to go to the NCAA tournament in my last 4 years. So we were right there knocking on the door, and now here we got to knock it down. We got to kick the door in, and certainly working for John Beilein at Michigan. He's a Hall of Fame basketball coach, but he's an even better man. And the things you learn from him in terms of how to organize, how to run the program, never substituting character for, talent for character. It's at the top of the list in terms of who we recruit, how we recruit. And then at Northwestern, it was the same thing. Dr. Phillips, the athletic director there, does a terrific job. A lot of similarities with him and Dr. Martin here, which also drew me to UMKC. Dr. Martin's vision, his plan, his work ethic really excited me about becoming the head coach. So, I've learned a lot through the years, but the most important thing is to value character and to value work ethic. And if you do those 2 things, the rest will take care of itself.
Great answer. What exactly brought you to UMKC?
I mean, when you look at, I really value this because it's how I grew up. I wasn't the smartest of the smart, so I wasn't a guy that was going to get into the Ivy Leagues or go to Northwestern or go to Stanford, and obviously those are great places. But I was a good student, and I wanted to go somewhere where they had success in academic programs just like UMKC, but they also had access to all kinds of diverse people. from all different kinds of walks of life that maybe they struggled their first 2 years of high school and then they did better. I think that UMKC, the Block Business School, is one of the best in the country. The computing and engineering programs are one of the best in the country. Our dental school for postgrad is one of the best in the world. You know, our law school, our medical school, a lot of our programs here are nationally ranked. But it also gives great access to the 16,000 students, whether they're undergrad or grad, to have a chance that maybe they wouldn't have been able to get into, just like me growing up. I wouldn't have been able to get into an Ivy League or a Stanford, but I have a chance to be every bit as successful as somebody that comes from there. And you know, also when you look at our country, it's a diverse country, right? It's what makes the United States special. So why not go to a place that has a diverse campus? Because that'll better prepare you for the real world, because you're going to have to understand how to work with people of diversity, and UMKC is that. And those things drew me on top of the basketball reasons. I think it's a great league. Dr. Martin has a great vision. This is very fertile ground for recruiting. There's great high school basketball, great summer basketball, great junior colleges. So to me, it was just it was really an easy decision when you factor all those things in.
So now that you're a little settled in, what visions do you have for UMKC basketball?
Well, I think, you know, our three pillars are family first, forever. So once you become a part of our program, you're family for life. I want to go to your wedding. Our staff wants to go to your wedding. We want to be the first phone call if you find out you're pregnant. You know, and we also, through your tough times, you know, I was fired. I've been a fired coach, and that you get into coaching, that typically happens. If we have a former player that's going through a tough time, we want to be one of those first phone calls. That's why you coach. And then the second pillar is having a winning work ethic, doing what it takes from a work standpoint to be a champion. And then the foundation at the bottom of all that is being a person of character. So that, you know, if we can be extraordinary in those three categories, being a family, having a winning work ethic, and being people of character, I think the success in the classroom, the success on the court, and the success in the community will all take care of itself. So that's how we'll evaluate and put the value on our program, as if we're successful in all three of those areas.
What are you most excited about for coaching here?
Just the two things, and just in terms of the relationship building with your players, getting to know them, getting to know their families, seeing them grow in every aspect, whether it's the weight room, whether it's the basketball floor, certainly in school, seeing them develop, seeing them need less help. And there's nothing wrong with needing help, but in order to get out in the real world, the more you can do on your own, and that's our job, is to prepare them to be able to do that. And then certainly, there's the competitive side, right? The games. You know, those 31 games a year, or the 32 games that you're guaranteed, you can't wait for those, but you got to work all those other days, the 330 other days of the year. You got to work every day so that you can have success. So those things I'm really, really excited about.
Awesome. What do you think of the team so far? Have you got a chance to bond with them yet?
Yeah, we're getting to know each other.
Yeah.
You know, it's early phases. We're getting to know each other, and we're trying to work as hard as we can. And it's a different style and different in terms of how we run the program. And so, there's always an adjustment period, and I would say that's where we're at right now.
And then, if there's one thing that you want members of the UMKC community or Kansas City community to know about you before we leave, whether that be basketball related or not, what would you want them to know?
Well, I mean, big picture, the things that matter. I love my wife, Melissa. She's been amazing through this. My family's the most important thing in the world, and we just have I think it's 30. Our daughter Emily is 30 days old today, and then my daughter Marin is 13. So, big picture, like many people, I'm like all of us are. My family and our family matter, and is the most special thing that I have in my life. And then the second thing is this opportunity. I would hope our fans would come out, give us a chance, and I think they'll really appreciate how tough our guys play, how the blue collarness in which they play, and I think when our fans see that, they'll want to come back for more.
Well, we want to thank you so much for coming on today, and a big welcome to campus. We're all so excited to see the work that you're going to do and bring to UMKC. If you would like to view more videos like this, please go to unews.com or visit our Facebook page. And again, Coach Donlon, we'd like to give you a big welcome to campus, and thank you so much for coming on today.
Yeah, it was awesome to be here. Thank you for your time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.